Alright, so here's some rational numbers and some word problems or applications. This is part 1 of the video. Alright, so we have you eat 3/10 of a pack of hot dogs. Not bad. Your friend eats 1/5 of the pack of hot dogs. What fraction of the pack of hot dogs did you and your friend eat all together? And if we throw another question, what would be left? Alright, so if you eat 3/10 of the pack of hot dogs, something that comes to mind here is you have two fractions, 3/10 and 1/5. In order to compare similar fractions, find a common denominator. What's the common denominator? So you have two denominators, 5 and 10. Start with the bigger denominator, 10. Does 5 go into 10? And the answer is yes. How many times? Well, I would have to multiply this by 2 in order to get this to be a 10. Well, if I multiply my denominator by 2, then let's multiply the numerator by 2 and make this 2/10. So 2/10, so in this phrase here, your friend eats 1/5 of the pack of hot dogs, or your friend eats 2/10 of the pack of hot dogs, means the same exact thing. Well, if you eat 3/10, your friend eats 2/5, then altogether you eat, out of 10 hot dogs, you guys ate a total of 5 hot dogs. Right? So you guys ate 5/10 of the hot dog pack, or 1/2 of the pack. Alright, it's number 1 in your packet. Scratch that out, number 1 in your packet. This is number 2 in your packet. Okay, the table on the right shows the annual profits. What must be the 2012 profit to break even? So there's our first keyword, break even. Alright, and if you look up break even, it's pretty much if you break even, you do not lose any money, you do not earn any money. So in this case, if you look at the profits here in thousands, in 2008, you guys made a positive $2.5 thousand. And 2009, you guys made a positive $1.75 thousand. In 2010, you guys lost $3.3 thousand. In 2011, you guys lost $1.4 thousand. So where are you overall before you get to 2012? Well, let's look at how much money you earned and how much money you lost. Alright, so your earnings here, you have 5, 7 and 5 is 12, carry the 1, and you have 4.25 thousand. And if you calculate the money you lost, so you have 3 plus 4 is 7, and 4, and you've lost 4.7 thousand. So you've lost more money than you've earned. So what is your total loss so far? So you've lost, so if you have 4.7, and you subtract 4.25 from this, right? You'll borrow from here, make this a 6, 5, 4. So you have a net loss of $0.45 thousand. In order for you to break even, what do I add to my loss of 4.5 thousand in order to get a profit of 0? This would be how I break even. So what number would have to go in here? Well, what's the additive inverse of negative 45 hundredths? It's going to be positive 4,500. So if I have negative 0.45 and I add 0.45, that is what I need to break even. So 0.45 thousand okay, which would make more sense if I wrote this as, well, if I multiply this by 1,000 is what I'm really trying to do here. 0.45 times 1,000 will move my decimal over 3 places, which I actually would need about $450 to break even. Alright, so next problem here, this is actually number 3 in your packet. Scratch this out, it's number 3. Alright, the figure shows the depths of a submarine. So here we have a submarine 1, here we have another submarine in the lighter gray. Find the vertical distance traveled by the submarine. Alright, so let's call this now. So the submarine is here at the now piece, and it came down to here. So I started at negative 314 and 9/10 feet, and traveled down to negative 725 and 6/10 of feet. So the question is how to get from this depth to that depth. So if it's asking for distance, it's actually just subtraction. So how do you get there? So I'm at 725.6. Let me take away my 314.9. Do a little subtraction here. I'm going to borrow from my 5 here. Make this a 4. Make this a 1. 16 minus 9 is 7. Line up my decimal. 4 minus 4 is 0. 2 minus 1 is 1. 7 minus 3 is 4. So it was at negative 314. If you come down another 410 7 tenths feet, that would be my vertical distance for A. So negative 410.7 feet. It traveled vertically. Find the mean hourly vertical distance traveled by the submarine. The mean. Right, so if you remember what mean is the same thing as saying average. Right? You find your average by taking the sum of all your numbers, sum of numbers divided by total numbers. Alright, so the sum of my numbers was negative 410, and it traveled 410.7 feet down, right? My vertical distance went down, so it went down 410 over the course of 3 hours. So it's a little hard to see there, but over the course of 3 hours. So now I know how much it travels in 1 hour. So I'm just going to divide 3 into 410, and that goes in there. Well, 3 goes into 4 one time with a remainder of 1. 3 goes into 11 3 times with a remainder of 2. 3 goes into 20 6 times, 18 with a remainder of 2. That decimal stays there, and 3 goes into 27 9 times. So 136.9 feet per hour. My next problem, number 4 in your packet, a new road that connects Uniontown to Springville is 4 1/3. So here's my new road, and this is 4 1/3 miles. Put MI for abbreviation. What is the change in distance when using the new road instead of the dirt road? So at first you had to travel along this yellow path here. Right, you had to go this way and then that way, and you had to get some kind of path here. And this, what is the change in distance? So before I need the old distance. So I'm going to find out my old route and compare it to my new route. My new route is going to be 4 1/3. So I'm just going to travel that way, 4 1/3 miles. Question is, how long did I have to travel the last route? So I'm going to get to my old route. I'm going to do the math here. So I had to travel 2 3/8 miles, and I also had to travel 3 5/6 miles to get a total of something. Before I do this, I'm going to find out what I'm going to add these with common fractions. I'm going to start with the 8 here as my common denominator. That's where I start always with my trying to find a common denominator. And I ask myself, does 6 go into 8? The question is no. Okay, so then take the next multiple of 8. So it doesn't go into 8. Next multiple of 8 is 16. Does 6 go into 16? The answer is no. Okay, next multiple of 8. 8 times 1, 8 times 2, 8 times 3. 8 times 3 is 24. Does 6 go into 24? Yes. So this is going to be something over 24, and this is going to be something over 24. So 8 times 3 is 24. 3 times 3 is 9. So 2 and 9 24ths. This one will be 6 times 4 is 24. 5 times 4 is 20. And I'm going to add these up. So then I got 9 and 20 is 29 over 24. 3 plus 2 is 5. Notice you have 29 over 24, which is an improper fraction. But 29 over 24, 24 goes into 29 one time, and there'll be a remainder of 5 over 24. But don't forget you have the original 5 that you have with. So really 5 and 29 24ths is 5 plus 1 and 5 24ths, which is 6 and 5 24ths. Alright, so now that's the old path. So that's how many miles you have to travel. And now the new path is only 4 1/3. So what's the change? The change is the difference. So what is, so my change here, we'll do this one here, change. So what is 6 and 5 24ths minus 4 and 1 third. All right, common denominator is, again, I'm going to start with my larger denominator. Start there, look there. Cannot be less than 24. So does 3 go into 24? The answer is yes. It actually goes in there 8 times. So perfect. So 6 and 5 24ths is perfect. I'm going to leave that just the way it is. 4 and 1/3 is going to turn into, this is going to be times 8, 8 and 24ths, and subtract. All right. Can I take 8 from 5? No. So the 5 needs help. Who does the 5 get help from? Well, the 5 gets help from the 6. Cross out the 6, turn this into a 5. And I add the common denominator to the 5. So this is going to be plus 24. So really I have 5 and 29 24ths minus 4 and 8 24ths. Do the subtraction now. Can I take 8 from 29? The answer is yes. 29 minus 8 is 21 over 24, and 5 minus 4 is 1. So the change is 1 and 21 24ths miles is the change. So it's actually 1 21 24ths miles shorter traveling the new road than it is today to travel the old road. Alright, so I'm going to stop our first video here. This is the first 4 questions in our packet, and we'll get a part 2 video coming soon.